Most Mazda drivers think their car is simple. That is the mistake. Mazda hides some of its best tricks in buttons, menus, key fobs, and settings most owners never touch. Some save time, some save money, some keep you from being stranded, some protect parts you can damage by doing the normal thing at the wrong moment. Today we are going through 17 Mazda tricks only a tiny group of drivers actually use. Number 17 saves your key fob battery. Number 1 can save you from a tow bill. Learn them before your Mazda tests you. Let us unlock them. Number 17. Put the key fob to sleep. Most Mazda owners carry the key fob every day and never think about it until it stops working. That little fob is always doing more than people realize. On many newer Mazdas with advanced keyless entry, the transmitter can stay active enough to communicate with the car when you approach. That is convenient. But it also means battery life matters. Mazda built in a power-saving function on many models. Here is the trick. On certain newer Mazda keys, you can turn on transmitter power saving by pressing the lock button several times quickly, then holding it while the indicator light is on. The exact button, count, and timing can vary by model year, so the owner's manual should be checked before trying it. Once the mode is active, the advanced keyless functions are restricted. That can help reduce fob battery drain when the key is stored, when you have a spare sitting in a drawer, or when the car is parked for a while. Why does this matter? A weak fob battery always seems to show up at the worst time. Rain, dark parking lot, airport garage, late night, hands full of shopping. Most drivers only learn this trick after the fob starts acting lazy. The smart Mazda owner learns it before that. The fob is not just a remote. It is the first part of the car you touch every day, and the next trick proves Mazda already prepared for the day that remote goes dead. Number 16. Start the car with a dead key battery. Your Mazda key fob battery dies. The car does not recognize it normally. The start button does nothing. The natural reaction is panic. That panic is usually unnecessary. Many push-button Mazda models have a backup start procedure when the key battery is weak or dead. The usual idea is simple. Keep the key inside the vehicle, press the brake, and hold the dead transmitter close to the push-button start so the car can read it at close range. Some manuals describe holding the transmitter over the start button. Some models may behave slightly differently, so the exact procedure should be checked for your Mazda. The important point is this: a dead key battery does not always mean a dead trip. That tiny knowledge can save a tow or roadside call. The mistake owners make is waiting until the battery is dead before learning the backup method. That is the worst time to search the manual. Test the procedure mentally. Now know where the fob needs to go, know what the start button does, replace the battery soon after. A Mazda can be more prepared than its owner. The next trick is even more basic, but it is the one drivers forget when they are locked outside the car staring at a useless remote. Number 15. Use the hidden mechanical key. The fob is not the whole key. Hidden inside many Mazda key fobs is a mechanical backup key. You release it with a small switch or tab on the fob body. It is easy to miss, because Mazda designs the fob to look clean, not obvious. That metal key is there for the moment electronics stop helping you. A dead fob battery, weak vehicle battery, signal problem, or keyless entry failure can make the remote useless. The backup key lets you unlock the driver's door manually. On many modern cars, the keyhole may be hidden behind a small cover near the door handle. Mazda owners should check their specific model, so they know where the lock cylinder is before an emergency happens. Here is the part nobody tells you. Opening the door manually may set off the alarm on some vehicles. Starting the car using the correct dead fob procedure usually sorts things out. This is not a trick you want to learn while standing in the rain. Find the emergency key now. Learn where it fits. Practice once carefully without forcing anything. The next trick sounds like a luxury feature, but for forgetful drivers, it can save the car from sitting unlocked all afternoon. Number 14. Turn on walk-away lock. You park the Mazda. You walk toward the shop. Halfway across the car park, the same thought hits you. Did I lock it? Mazda has a solution on many models: walk-away auto lock, sometimes called keyless auto lock. When enabled, the car can lock automatically after you leave the operating range with the key, assuming the doors and liftgate are properly closed and the conditions are met. This feature is usually found in the vehicle settings or door lock settings on models equipped for it. It is not magic. The manual still matters. If another key is left inside, if a door is not fully closed, Or if you leave before everything finishes closing, the system may not work the way you expect. Mazda also warns that walk-away locking does not close the power windows. That last detail is important. Walk-away lock is not permission to stop checking the car. It is a backup habit, not a replacement for common sense. Still, once you turn it on, it feels like the car finally understands your life. The Mazda locks itself as you leave. Hit the like button if you have ever walked back just to check whether your car was locked, because the next trick lets you control exactly how your Mazda unlocks when you return. Number 13. Change the door? Unlock behavior. Most Mazda drivers accept the door locks the way the car came from the dealer. That is a mistake. Many Mazda models let you customize how the doors unlock. Some settings unlock all doors at once. Others unlock only the driver's door first. That small setting changes how the car feels every day. For some drivers, all doors unlocking at once is convenient. Family, passengers, school runs, shopping bags, and daily routines make that setting easier. For other drivers, driver door only unlocking feels safer. If you often park at night, in public garages, or in places where you want more control, unlocking only your door first can be smarter. Mazda also lets some models change lock and unlock beep volume or confirmation behavior through the settings menu. That annoying beep may not be something you have to tolerate forever. The key lesson is simple. Your Mazda may already have the behavior you want, you just never opened the right menu. Door settings sound boring until they change your daily routine. The next trick hides in the infotainment system, and it can save you from scheduling a service visit for a screen that only needed to be restarted. Number 12. Reboot Mazda Connect. When the screen freezes, Mazda Connect can freeze, lag, disconnect Bluetooth, or act strange like any other modern screen. Many drivers panic when that happens. They turn the car off, they restart it. They blame the phone, they blame the dealer. Sometimes they book service for something that needed a soft reboot. On many Mazda Connect systems, there is a button combination that restarts the infotainment screen without erasing your settings. A commonly reported combination is holding the back, navigation, and mute or volume buttons together for several seconds until the system reboots. The exact buttons can vary by Mazda Connect generation, so check your model first. The point is not to pretend every screen problem is harmless. The point is to know the first step. A soft reset can fix frozen screens, audio weirdness, Bluetooth glitches, and a system that simply stops responding. It is like restarting a phone instead of replacing the phone. The trick takes seconds. Dealer visit takes time. Try the simple reset first when the situation is safe and the car is not moving. The next trick protects the paint, windshield, wiper arms, and your patience when changing blades. Number 11. Put the wipers in service position. This one saves people from scratching paint and bending things. On some Mazdas, the wipers tuck low under the hood edge when parked. That looks clean and aerodynamic, but it can create a problem when you try to lift the wiper arms for cleaning, snow, or blade replacement. Force them up in the wrong position, and you can hit the hood edge. Mazda built a service position. On certain models, after switching the ignition off, you move the wiper lever in a specific way within a short time window. The wipers then move and stop higher on the windshield where the arms can be lifted safely. Manuals often describe moving the wiper switch upward twice within a short period after turning the ignition off. Check your model first. Because procedures can differ, this trick matters because wiper arms are spring-loaded and unforgiving. Letting one slap down can crack the glass. Pulling it against the hood can chip paint. Guessing can turn a blade change into damage. The service position makes a simple job. Simple again, use it before replacing blades, cleaning the windshield area, or dealing with snow and ice. The next trick is hidden near the shifter, and drivers usually discover it only when the car refuses to move from park. Number 10. Use the shift lock override. In an emergency, a dead battery can create a second problem. But the Mazda will not start, and the shifter may not move from park. That matters if you need to push, load, move, or tow the car. Modern automatic shifters often use a lock system that depends on the brake and electrical conditions being right. Mazda manuals describe a shift lock override on automatic models. Usually, there is a small cover near the shifter. With the brake pressed, the cover can be removed carefully with a cloth-wrapped screwdriver or similar tool, then the override can be pressed while moving the selector. This is not a normal driving trick. It is an emergency tool. If the shifter will not move using the proper procedure, Mazda advises having the system checked. The override helps you move the vehicle, but it does not fix the cause. Still, knowing it exists can prevent panic. A driver who knows the override can help get the car into neutral when needed. A driver who does not know it may think the car is completely trapped. Tiny cover, but big difference. The next trick lives in the maintenance monitor, and using it wrong can make your Mazda lie to you about service. Number 9. Reset maintenance monitor. Correctly Mazda service reminders are helpful only when they are accurate. That sounds obvious, yet plenty of drivers change oil, leave the maintenance monitor unchanged, or reset it at the wrong time, without understanding what they did. Some Mazda models use a maintenance monitor that tracks oil life or scheduled service. Certain versions can calculate remaining oil life based on operating conditions when the flexible setting is selected. Mazda manuals also note that the system should be reset after replacing the engine oil. That reset matters. If you forget it, the wrench light or reminder can appear at the wrong time. If you reset it without changing the oil, the car may think fresh oil is inside when it is not. That is where the trick becomes a responsibility. The maintenance monitor is not a decoration, it is part of the car's service memory. Use it correctly. Record the mileage, reset it only when the work is actually done. Make sure the setting matches the way your Mazda is being serviced. This is especially important for owners who do their own oil changes. The car does not know unless the system is reset properly. The next trick is for drivers with power, liftgates, low garages, and one very expensive mistake waiting above the roofline. Number 8. Set the power liftgate height. A power liftgate is convenient until it opens into something low garage door, parking structure pipe, storage shelf, bicycle rack, roof box, tree branch. Suddenly convenience becomes paint damage, trim damage, or a liftgate that scares you every time it opens. Many Mazda SUVs with power liftgates allow liftgate operation from switches, the key, or the exterior button. Some power liftgate systems and model setups allow position or opening behavior to be controlled, so the liftgate does not become a surprise in tight spaces. The exact method depends on the model and system, so check the manual for your Mazda before programming anything. The habit matters more than the button. If your liftgate opens near a low ceiling, do not keep trusting luck. Learn the control, learn the stop behavior, learn how to close it manually if needed. Learn whether your model allows height memory or opening control. Also, keep weight in mind. Snow, accessories, or extra weight on the liftgate can confuse operation on some systems. Mazda manuals warn that abnormal conditions can cause warning sounds or reverse movement. A liftgate is not just a door, it is a powered moving panel. Treat it that way. The next trick is less dramatic, but it can make daily driving feel calmer, quieter, and more customized. Number 7. Adjust the lock beep and confirmation volume. Some Mazda owners hate the lock beep. They just never realize it can often be changed. On many Mazda Connect equipped models, door lock settings can include keyless beep confirmation volume or similar options. Depending on the model, you may be able to set the confirmation volume to low, medium, high, or off. That is not a life-saving trick. It is a quality of life trick. Maybe you leave early and do not want to annoy the neighbors. Maybe the beep is too quiet and you want stronger confirmation. Maybe you park in a garage and prefer visual confirmation from the lights instead of sound. The setting may already be there. The car does not have to keep behaving the way it came from the dealer. This is what makes Mazda settings interesting. They are not always flashy, but they let you remove daily annoyances. A beep you hear every day becomes part of your ownership experience. Why tolerate it if the car lets you change it? Spend 5 minutes in the settings menu while parked. Look at door locks, keyless functions, lighting, safety alerts, and display preferences. You may find 3 things you thought were fixed. The next trick changes what the car does after you start driving, and it can make city driving feel more secure. Number 6. Customize auto lock and unlock. Some Mazdas allow automatic lock and unlock behavior to be customized. That means the car can lock doors based on speed, gear, position, or driving conditions depending on model and settings. Some setups also control whether doors unlock when the vehicle is shifted to park, when the ignition is turned off, or when the driver's door is opened. This is one of those features people only notice when it annoys them. Maybe your doors unlock too early. Maybe they do not unlock when passengers expect them to. Maybe the car stays unlocked longer than you like. Maybe every passenger keeps pulling the handle before the system releases. Mazda often gives several auto-lock or unlock settings, especially on automatic transmission models. Manuals describe different function numbers and settings depending on vehicle type. The trick is not memorizing every function number. The trick is realizing you can change it. Your Mazda can match your routine: solo commuting, family use, school pickup, city parking, night driving. Different drivers may prefer different lock behavior. This is also a safety and convenience feature. A driver who wants doors locked once moving can set that behavior where available. A family that wants easy exit at the end of a trip may prefer a different unlock pattern. The car is more flexible than most owners think. The next trick is hidden in the driving experience, and many Mazda owners use it by accident without understanding why the car suddenly feels more alive. Number 5. Use manual shift mode correctly. Many automatic Mazda models include a manual shift mode. Most owners ignore it. They leave the shifter and drive forever, and assume manual mode is only for people pretending they bought a sports car. That is not true. Manual shift mode can be useful when you want more control. Long downhill roads, curvy routes, passing preparation, snowy conditions where you want smoother power, situations where the transmission keeps hunting between gears, moments when you want engine braking instead of riding the brakes constantly. This is not about racing, it is about control. Mazda even describes manual shift mode as giving an automatic vehicle the feel of manual operation. Used properly, it lets the driver request gears, while the system still protects the vehicle from truly unsafe inputs. The trick is knowing when to use it and when to stop. Do not force high revs cold. Do not use it as an excuse to abuse the car. Do not forget you are in manual mode and wonder why the engine is holding gear longer than expected. Use thoughtfully. It can make the car smoother, safer, and more responsive. Mazda builds cars for drivers. Manual mode is one of the hints. The next trick is not about speed at all. It is about seeing better at night without making every oncoming driver hate you. Number 4. Use headlight and display settings. Before blaming, the lights Mazda lighting systems vary by model. Some cars have automatic headlights, some have adaptive lighting, some have high beam control, some have display brightness adjustments, headlight sensitivity settings, or lighting delay settings in the vehicle menu. Many owners never touch them. They complain that the lights come on too soon, too late, stay on too long, or that the interior screen is too bright at night. Sometimes the car is not wrong. The settings simply do not match the driver. Spend time in the lighting and display menus while parked. Check automatic headlight sensitivity where available. Check coming home. Light duration. Check display brightness. Check whether the instrument dimmer is set correctly. Check whether the screen has a day and night behavior that can be adjusted. This matters because night driving fatigue is real. A screen that is too bright can annoy your eyes. Headlights that feel delayed can reduce confidence. Interior lighting that distracts you can make the drive feel worse. The trick is not some secret button. The trick is treating the settings menu like part of the car, not decoration. Mazda often hides comfort inside menus. The next trick is for the driver who thinks every warning sound is fixed forever. Some alerts can be adjusted, and that changes how the car feels every mile. Number 3. Customize safety alert behavior without turning safety off. Blindly, Mazda safety systems can be helpful. They can also annoy drivers who never set them up properly. Blind spot monitoring, lane alerts, rear cross traffic alerts, parking sensors, driver attention warnings, and smart braking features vary by model. Some systems allow sensitivity, volume, display, or alert behavior to be adjusted. The mistake is either accepting every alert exactly as delivered or turning everything off in frustration. Neither is smart. A better habit is to understand the system and customize what the car allows. If a lane warning feels too aggressive, check whether sensitivity or vibration behavior can be adjusted. If parking alerts feel too loud, check volume settings. If blind spot warnings seem confusing, learn exactly when the system activates and what the indicator means. Safety systems work best when the driver trusts them. Trust comes from understanding. Do not turn off a feature just because it surprised you once. Also, do not live with a feature that is set in a way that distracts you every drive. Read the menu, read the manual. Adjust what Mazda allows. Leave important safety systems active unless there is a real reason and you understand the consequences. The next trick is one Mazda drivers love once they discover it, because it makes the cockpit feel less like a screen and more like a control room. Number 2. Use the commander control like a shortcut. Tool Mazda did something different from many brands. It kept the driver from poking at the screen constantly. The commander knob, surrounding buttons, volume control, back button, home button, music button, navigation button, and favorites functions are designed so you can control Mazda Connect with your hand resting near the center console. Most owners use only half of it. They spin the knob, press a few things, and ignore the shortcuts. The trick is to learn the muscle memory. Back takes you out without hunting for an on-screen arrow. Home gets you to the main screen. Navigation jumps where equipped. Music brings audio forward. The volume knob can mute quickly. Favorites can store useful destinations, contacts, or stations, depending on system generation and setup. This matters while driving. The less time your eyes spend searching, the better. Mazda's interface is built around feel. Once you learn it, you can change audio, jump menus, call up favorites, or escape the wrong screen faster than someone tapping around randomly. It is not flashy, it is smart. The best Mazda drivers do not fight the commander control. They learn it until the system feels natural. The final trick is the one that can save you when electronics stop cooperating. The car is stuck and every normal button feels useless. Number 1. Know the emergency chain before you need it. This is the real 1% Mazda trick. Not one button, a chain. When something goes wrong, most drivers panic because they only know the normal way. Normal keyless entry, normal push-button start, normal shifter movement, normal screen behavior, normal lock settings. The smart Mazda owner knows the backup chain. If the fob gets weak, put it in power-saving mode when stored and replace the battery early. If the fob dies, use the mechanical key to unlock the door. If the car does not detect the fob normally, hold the transmitter near the push button, start using the manual's dead key procedure. If the screen freezes, know the Mazda Connect, reboot combination for your generation. If the shifter refuses to leave park, know where the shift lock override is and use it only as an emergency method before having the system checked. If the wipers need lifting, put them in service position instead of forcing them. If the liftgate is near a low ceiling, learn the power liftgate controls before it hits something. That is the secret. Most Mazda tricks are not party tricks. They are backup plans. They turn panic into steps. The owner who knows them does not stand in a car park feeling helpless. They do not call for a tow before checking the manual. They do not damage wipers, scratch paint, or fight settings the car already lets them change. Mazda hides a lot of cleverness in plain sight. The 1% of drivers are not smarter. They are simply curious enough to learn the car before the car tests them. That is the difference. Drop a comment telling me which Mazda trick you did not know before today. Click the video on the left if you want to see more hidden car features most drivers never use. If you want more real-world car tricks that can save time, money, and stress, hit subscribe. I will see you in the next one.